I guess today we're doing a spooky Halloween special. And if it's not Halloween, then that means I fucked up the upload schedule again, and I'm probably not happy about it. It doesn't matter though, this place is haunted year round. For example, I think I'm being haunted by a stock sound effect library. Should be harmless though. We have a fun game to play today. We're good. We're good. As I said, mostly harmless. Thunder. Mate, no one's keeping you here. Feel free to get up and leave. That voice is draining. That implies you've had them before. I'm sorry, I've never watched that one Peanut special. Well great, while you try to remember, could you let me continue, because you kind of interrupted me. To all of you who have no clue what's going on, neither do I, but I'm gonna play a game called Blood. Blood, created by Monolith Studios and released in 1997, is generally seen as a cult classic first-person shooter, known for its detailed levels, fun weapons, and notoriously hard difficulty. I need to be careful when talking about this game because I understand that people watching this will either have no understanding of it, or are complete experts at it and have come to laugh at how bad I am. Don't worry fellas, you'll get that later. For all those clueless, you may be comparing this game to Doom, although it isn't the same engine. You can tell because of the higher pixel resolution, better color palette, and overall different feeling physics. Doom ran on its own engine by id, simply known as the Doom engine, or nowadays professionally known as id Tech 1. Blood runs on Ken Silverman's Build engine, most well known for being the engine used for Duke Nukem 3D. It was seen as a more advanced alternative to the Doom engine at the time, although you could argue it was more janky and less polished than id's offerings. The engine makes for a nice looking game with a pixelated vibe, while still looking coherent as you navigate it in 3 dimensions. But the game is hard, very hard. This is my first time playing Blood. In fact, this is my first time playing any build game, so the weight and movement will all be new to me. For anyone curious, I'm playing Fresh Supply on Steam because it's easily the most accessible means of which to play the game. And while Fresh Supply makes the game look pretty, I want to clarify that the game obviously didn't look this good back in 1997. I'll be playing on the normal skill, lightly broiled. Now, many people who haven't played this game before, they won't think much of that. But anyone who has, for my first time ever playing, this is not recommended. What'll help me is that I know how the game's mechanics work. I've had them explained to me before. This'll just be the first time I'm actually behind the wheel myself. Let's see how it goes. First things first, I have to decipher what's going on in these things I charitably call cutscenes. This was a phase that the entire industry went through at the time. Everyone was trying to sell the illusion of 3D visuals when most hardware wasn't built for it. The most common way was pre-rendered cutscenes that they made in-house, and even these looked like shit. You could argue that the 2.5D Doom-esque style of video games of this time has aged well, even as time has progressed. I mean, get a good artist to design it and you can have a beautiful looking game even if you can tell everything is just flat sprites. The same can't be said here. Thankfully, Fresh Supply allows you to turn them off. The story isn't that important anyway. There is an ancient cult called the Cabal that follows the Dark Lord, guy named Chernobog. He always has a group of 4 special disciples called the Chosen. You play as one of the members of the Chosen, Caleb. The other 3 are Ishmael, Gabriel, and Caleb's girlfriend, Ophelia. Long story short, Chernobog betrays them all and kills them, except Caleb. He taunts him and throws him into an empty grave.
I've taken your love. Now I will take your life. Consider my power in a hollow grave.
Which is where we start the game. And now, Caleb is out for blood. I mean, revenge. We can't afford to do puns here, man. We just can't. First level involves us ransacking a funeral home. There are multiple ways to go about doing this. For example, we could get the secrets in the first room, grab some TNT, burst through the front door, kill the cultists on either side, dispose of the zombies around us, and make our way to the next area. No, that won't work. We don't have enough firepower to take out the cultists before they hurt us too much. Get the secrets first, grab the TNT, jump onto this mausoleum, grab the guns akimbo, burst through the front door, use the dual flare guns to light up the place, and make our way to the next area. But they still have the height advantage. The entrance just makes you too vulnerable. Is there any other way? Get secrets, grab TNT, jump on mausoleum, grab guns akimbo, jump from one fence to another, break through this window, fight through the cremation room, break this window, take out everyone below, and make our way to the next area. Let's do it. The first level introduces you to the basic enemies and weapons. The zombies, axe-wielding enemies that you need to step out of range to avoid. They can be a little tanky, and also play dead, but if you recognize the sounds they make, you can tell ahead of time. Rats, similar but more annoying, although they have very little health. And shotgun cultists, who are easily the most dangerous common enemies. Their damage at range is negligible, but the super dangerous thing is their reaction times. Even on normal skill, they will open fire the exact moment they get a glimpse of you. And in this skill, they throw sticks of TNT. On higher difficulties, they throw whole bundles, like you do. Speaking of which, your weapons. The TNT will be your workhorse weapon with how much damage it does, and how you don't need line of sight to deal it out. Hold mouse 1 longer to throw it further. Doesn't make sense realistically, but it's better for gameplay. Just make sure not to use it accidentally in close quarters, because it is in fact a bomb and will blow up. You have your pitchfork, which is only really good for zombies and rats. The flare gun, shoot it and it will stick to enemies and deal damage over time. If it gets the enemy's health low enough, they'll be set on fire and stop attacking you. This applies to all methods of igniting enemies in the game. It only takes 2 flares to light up a cultist. I like to think it's because of the flammable robe. It has a secondary fire too, but only use it if you're flushed on ammo or in a bad spot. If you're lucky enough, a cultist will drop a shotgun. Left click for 1 barrel and a 2-shot clip, right click for both barrels at once and a 1-shot clip. Standard stuff. I didn't actually realize this at first, but that's fine because the single shot still does a lot of damage. It reloads crazy fast, which can really make you feel like a seasoned gunslinger when you use it well. But also, I'd like to just talk about the visual design, because its look and animations are just so good. One thing I really appreciate about this game's art style is how nothing is photo-sourced, which was a common practice at the time, and I understand why. It makes for an easy way to acquire sprites. I just think it can sometimes make for a bit of a mishmash in visual design. Sometimes it works, like for Doom, other times it doesn't. In fact, I'd argue it only barely works in Doom. If I wasn't so used to it, I'd go as far as to say it sometimes looked like a bit of an eyesore. Blood is much better for 2 reasons. 1, it's much darker, and thus easier on the eyes. And 2, everything has a consistent art style. From the environment, to the enemies, to the weapons, it all feels like it was done by the same artist. And as far as I'm aware, it might have. It makes for a much more visually coherent game, which I really appreciate. The style itself goes for a cartoonish gothic kind of thing, with the tone emulating cheap 80s flicks like The Evil Dead, Dr. Giggles, and Blood Debts. I love Blood Debts. On to level 2, wrong side of the tracks. Things are already getting hectic. The first level had what, 5 enemies? While this one has like 60. I will admit that I played these first few levels a few times before recording, mainly for recording tests, so I already knew these cultists are here. You can jump on most enemies, and this is a good way to dodge their attacks and avoid being cornered. Especially useful for zombies, as you don't have any large amounts of ammo, you basically group them up and throw dynamite at them. One evil thing the game likes to do is put shotgun cultists around corners. Another reason why TNT is useful. The train station is where you're introduced to the Tommy gun cultists. They're like the shotgun cultists, except they have much higher range with the same kill potential. Watch this. I wasn't lying when I said they started shooting the moment they see you. The only good thing is that, just like their shotgun counterparts, they can drop Tommy guns on rare occasion. Of course, with this being a 90s FPS, there are secrets, but with this being my first playthrough, I barely know any of them. I do know about this one with the life seed on the roof here. Alright, I remember there being cultists in this room, but where? Oh, Christ! This part also made an impression on me. You can tell I've been here before recording this. The ending room can be a little difficult too.
Looks like my train's coming.
Nice. Oh, before you ask, yes I did walk down the tunnel. It was very funny. Level 3. We're going guns blazing on a moving train. I understand why this is seen as one of, if not the most iconic level in the game. It was also the level where my death count slowly started to rise. I'd been quick saving pretty much this whole time, but this level still got me. The main event of this level is the dining car, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Because first, you have the storage area. Hey, you think I don't see you, motherfucker? Dumbass. Oh shit! There's this other part where the lights dim and 4 zombies suddenly come out of the crates behind you. You can just flip the light switch back on once you're done. Up here is a guns akimbo, and that's good for the dining car. First attempt. Maybe I should just rush in like an idiot. That's better. Nice one, mate. At the end of the train is some armor, but more importantly, flicking this lever will let you access a reflective shots power-up, which is pretty self-explanatory. Any damage dealt to you is instead dealt to the enemy who attacked you. It's God mode, but better. By this point you start to become flushed with shotgun ammo, and can afford to use it to dispatch most enemies. Starting to learn which zombie moans means it's actually dead. Final stop before the locomotive is clearing out the passenger car. I guess everyone's dead. Oh yeah, and this obvious secret that nets me a Tommy gun. There were 3 cultists and I only killed 2. Where did they? Oh hey, there you are! All that's left is the locomotive.
I must stop this train.
And we do that, of course, by blowing up the engine and crashing it. Want proof? Here is all that's left of it in the next level, Dark Carnival. And is an actual carnival, by the way. I told you the Tommy gun cultists were bad news. This whole carnival is in a horseshoe shape, with many attractions branching out, making it easy to get lost. In case you thought my aim was too good, let me prove you wrong real quick. One thing I haven't talked about yet is Caleb's character. I love it.
Oh, I won.
If this came out in the 2000s, he'd be edgy as shit, but because it's the 90s, he's just a lovable sociopath. Also, we picked up limited invisibility, which is basically God mode, but not quite. You don't know how advantageous it is to see your enemy just before they see you. 2 zombies. Okay, pretty simple. Oh damn, I'm gonna need some space. What do you mean this doesn't open? Next, we have the circus room. I know what's in here and I'm ready for it. The Tommy gun goes from good to fucking amazing when you start dual wielding them. Alt fire, spray and pray to light everyone up. I do panic briefly, but I finish the rest off with my shotgun. Oh shit, I forgot about those guys. And I've lost too much health.
Ta-da!
Oh, fuck you! You can tell how paranoid I'm starting to become. Time to put that reflective shots to good use. Who am I kidding? I should be more paranoid. I wasn't expecting to see this so soon. The napalm launcher, basically a hybrid between a flamethrower and a rocket launcher. Very broken, but I don't have enough ammo to truly make use of it. It's here, near the end of the level, where we're introduced to the gargoyle. Generally harmless, as they have a projectile that's very easy to avoid. The problem is how tanky they can be. Luckily, I'm told they have a weakness to fire. I still might be able to make it across, I don't know what it leads to. Oh, this must be for the secret level. I'm not planning to do the secret level, I don't even know the code to get in. I guess I could try the order of my keys just for the hell of it. Wait, that was right? I guess we're doing this now. You may have noticed I haven't died much for a first time player. Don't worry. This level fixes that. While some would consider this to be the hardest level in episode 1, it isn't my least favourite, and isn't the one that nearly broke me. I died more on this level than any other, but I think I stayed grounded from it having an alright layout and an interesting design. The start is only hard because you have lack of cover. More gargoyles are going to show up and they'll hurt your ammo more than they'll hurt your health.
Over the lips, through the gums, look out to me, here I come.
You're going to be seeing a lot more Tommy gun cultists because the game has just stopped giving a fuck. Next comes the log flume. This next part with the deep underwater and a bunch of enemies, I just scrambled my way through it without another thought. I eventually have to go back and deal with them, and don't let hit scanners go into the water. Just don't. Take two. Clear out a few more rooms and get a skull key. Then go through the skull door and die over and over again. Endless hit scanners with the limited time of the guns akimbo subtly makes you act faster and more rash to not waste it. This is getting bad. Really, really bad. When I'm in doubt, dual Tommy guns usually work. This part made me even consider using the napalm launcher. Ah, this guy thinks he's being sneaky. Oh my sweet lord.
Son of a bitch must pay.
We're done with the log flume section and I've just got to get out of here. Remember how I said to be careful and not accidentally using TNT at close range? This is why I brought it up. Blowing this wall up reveals a path back to the start of the level. I don't know what to do with this information. Who left this perfectly good military-grade napalm launcher in the trash? I must commandeer it. Okay, one area left to clear out, and there we go, done and dusted with this level. But you see how I only have 44 health? Yeah, that's gonna cause problems in a sec. Because of that little issue, I had to take the start of this level at a snail's pace. You know what? This is the moment I've been saving ammo for. After 3 minutes of me just trying to get into the first fucking room. Caleb's laughter let me know that I hit them. I had no other way to know, so that's lucky. Jesus. Two health. I can do this. Okay, so this next part is gonna suck. Give me a heart so I can eat it! I bet you guys thought I wasn't dying enough, and I sure hope you shut the fuck up now. That is the recurring theme of this level, just having absolutely no health. There's absolutely no cover in this room, it's literally a killing ground. Did I just miss all 5 flares? I already know what's coming here, so I anticipated it. I anticipated it too much. That's better. More rooms where there isn't any cover. You have to start baiting enemies to come to you, because they just mindlessly follow you without line of sight. Some more underwater fighting, which I actually don't like because of how the sprites are vertically flat, so when you look down and you see the enemies, you can barely get a good look at them. And the fish love to move up and down, so aiming at them can be a bitch.
You will know what to do when the time comes.
He's telling you to remember this symbol. And that's not fair, man, I can't shoot through that. Next up is the courtyard, one of the hardest parts of the entire episode. Wouldn't you know it, the game gets a lot easier when the enemies can't see you. This is one of the last rooms to clear out. Nothing some clever TNT play can't fix. Like many later levels in this episode, the level design always curves in on itself as the level progresses, revealing that something you did really late into the level is like right outside the first room. It can make them very maze-like, but don't worry, I'll cut all the mindless wandering around out in post.
2 portals lead to certain death. Choose wisely.
Which door do you guys want to pick? Vote now on your phones. I don't know what the fuck you guys picked, but you should have remembered the one symbol on that one wall. Although this door leads to the Great Temple, so arguably all 3 lead to certain death. The Great Temple is the final normal level of the episode. Only the boss level comes after this, and this is the level where it stopped being funny. I didn't die much in this level, but just like how the theme of the last level was being starved of health, in this one I was starved of ammo. So for every death, I must have had like 10 quick saves. The level is also so long and mazy that it just started to have a mental effect on me. Okay, these guys just aren't paying attention to me, so I can just... Oh god, how did I not consider that? Hey guys, how you doing? This is one of those moments where you know it's a surprise attack, but there's no other way to progress. God damn it. There's one on both sides! The game expects me to be so paranoid! Another example of how Blood isn't built for vertical combat. I had to do this room many times. And then you get this room right after. Nice one. Even nicer one. This level hurts because it brutalizes you with lots of small fights for slow-paced combat and then hits you with this. And then this straight after. I think the running theme of this level is just the near endless amount of zombies. Just endless hordes of them, making it impossible to keep track of which ones are dead and which ones are just plain dead. And this carousel of shotgun cultists is just one of the meanest traps of the level. I think this whole section sums up how I just stopped caring and wanted to be done with this.
I need a key.
And guess what? We're still not done. We still got these saw traps to go through. The desperation is really starting to set in. Oh god, it's this room. I've heard about it. Well, I'm just gonna go home with my usual strategy. I'm literally just blasting my shotgun trying to mindlessly find a way out of here. Until... Only one thing left.
Oh! Show yourself! Show yourself!
This is Sheog, a giant stone gargoyle who shoots laser projectiles, has large melee damage, and is very, very tanky. This fight will be easy though, because his attacks only require basic movement to avoid. So after all of this pain and suffering, I get to take out the boss of this episode in style.
Sleep, Ophelia.
And that is the first episode of Blood. And while it can be frustratingly difficult, the movement is great, the weapons are fantastic, the game looks amazing, overall, I had a good time. I don't really plan on making videos on the other episodes, because the whole point of this episode was to showcase my first time playing Blood. And while I still haven't played the other episodes, the whole appeal of seeing an amateur who doesn't know what they're doing might be lost now that I have some experience under my belt. But who knows? I mean, if you guys want it that bad, I can just dangle it over your head for views and subs. That works for me.